It's that dreaded trombone, Tim.
It's very funny every time.
I'm really glad. Should we carry it on after Podmas?
I think it should be our regular jingle.
I agree. Welcome back to Podmas. We are approaching the end of 2023. We are approaching the end of Podmas. And I think when we get around Christmas, I'm always feeling very reflective. So I thought I'd invite Tim, my darling little brother, and Slade, my brother from another mother, to think about their year, think about 2023 as a whole, and give me some best and some worst. So, who's feeling brave? Who wants to start off?
I'll go first.
Tim, what was the best video game you played this year?
Baldur's Gate.
Well,
Baldur's Gate. I don't think there's any question.
Why was it the best?
So, Baldur's Gate, to me, came out at a really, really good time because I had not long got my Steam Deck. I was I hadn't yet gone on this road trip that I went on later in the year, and I was doing a lot of traveling this year, so always fun. And it was really scratching an itch for me because I love D&D. I like playing it. I like making the stories in it. I've mentioned before on the podcast how I like water cooler story games.
Mm-hmm.
And Baldur's Gate is that through and through. But on top of that as well, the devs coming out and being like, hey, this is the whole game. We're not offering any sort of like expansion thing or monetization model. It's just, this is your game. This is what you get. And in addition to that, then for them to be like, hey, we're actively fixing bugs in the game, but we're still allowing you to do wacky shit. Like, it allows for a lot of open creativity. It allows for interesting storytelling. It allows for great character customization, so you as a player can really get immersed in the role. Plus, you and 4 friends can just play D&D together.
If I had 4 friends, I think I'd agree.
It's a very, very good time.
So Tim,
yeah,
there's never going to be DLC for Baldur's Gate.
Not to my knowledge.
Oh, that's interesting. How about you, Slade? What's the best thing you played this year?
Well, we kind of talked about it during the last the Last Chance Awards, but it's Neon White.
Yeah,
Neon White is very good.
Yep, Neon White is always it's fun. You know, we've talked about it. The end. If you haven't played it, really good. One of the few times that 3 of us agree, so that must mean something.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often. As a side note, Dan was telling me, the lovely Dan from Casting Views and Just Football.
Hi, lovely
was
Dan.
telling me that he was going back and listening to our episode, and he was fast approaching the unpacking episode, and he's really looking forward to it. So I feel like that episode has garnered a reputation for some of our disdain for the different games, Slade.
Yep.
Good. Well, two very solid choices. I think if I had to choose one, it would be nigh on impossible this year because 2023 has been a fucking great year for gaming, right? Can we agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been an incredible year.
Everybody's been having a really good time.
Good. So Baldur's Gate, Neon White. I think I'm happy to put both of them up there and say that you both have impeccable taste, gentlemen. I have asked a few people to send you the lovely listener a Christmas message, as we did last year during the Christmas quiz, as a part of this episode. So we're going to start with your friend and mine, Josh from Talking Smack, and his Christmas message for all of you. So take it away, Josh.
What's up, Game Club Pod Boys? It's Josh from Talking Smack. I'm just here to wish you guys a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and thank you for another great year. I don't know about you, but it has been a decade of a year, and I really cannot thank you enough for the help and support you guys have given me and my podcast for this year. Between coming on for the Mario Brothers movie review and Tim coming out of nowhere and having our most downloaded episode with the Lore of Guilty Gear episode, and of course, Joey, our time with Talking Lasso will not be soon forgotten. I just cannot thank you guys enough for the year that we've had, the support, the community that you guys have created. It's all just been wonderful, and I appreciate it. And what better time of the year to show our appreciation than the holiday season? So thank you again. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and most importantly, forget about it.
There it is. The lovely Josh.
Could it have ended any better?
You know what? Fuck you, Josh. Joey and Tim get a message and I don't. Fuck you.
we have to go out of our way to appear on Talking Smack. It's a regular thing. So yeah, Slade, the fifth host, rotating host of Talking Smack.
Yeah.
He's not happy, Josh. He's not. You've ruined his Christmas. I was going to ask you the worst part of 2023 for you, but I actually think we've just found out Slade's. So what was the worst game you've played 2023?
Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I think
Red Dead Redemption 2, Pizza Tower, Hotline Miami. Take a pick.
Wow.
I mean, I didn't enjoy Red Dead Redemption 2 as much as I would have liked to, but I don't think it was a bad game as such. Pizza Tower I loved. Hotline Miami.
It would be my unpacking. I think it's just unfathomably boring. What it is.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between getting to be a cowboy who can basically do anything and putting a fucking toy chicken on a shelf.
He can't do anything he wants to.
You can do basically anything you want.
No, you can't.
So you got those, Slade.
Mm-hmm.
I've got bloody FNAF. Can I take a punt at what Joey's might be?
Five Nights at Freddy.
No, I'm going to say the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time port.
Tim,
I don't think so.
There's a reason that we're brothers. You've absolutely read my mind. I thought that was going to come well out of left field. I got a lot further in it than other members of the Game Club pod, but it was the biggest slog of 2023.
It was a pain in the arse to play.
It was a pain in the arse to play with no fruits of our labor because we decided not to do the episode because it was so poor.
Yeah. Okay. Quick round table, quick sidebar.
Yeah.
What are we giving it out of 10?
Oh,
1.
The problem is, can we say, so if we were to play the PS2 as my nostalgia remembers it, that's a solid 8 out of 10.
Sure.
The PC port, I agree with Slade, is a 1 out of 10. The fact that there are multiple guides on the Steam store that tell you how to launch the game is ridiculous.
Because do you remember how mine looked when I first started? It was like just all white. I couldn't see anything. It launched, but then had to go through like modify stuff. And then in the first boss fight, enemies wouldn't die.
What did?
Well, sorry. What about you, Tim? What about your score? Because you finished it, didn't it?
I did. I did finish it entirely on the Steam Deck.
I think you gave FNAF a 1.
Okay, I'm giving this a 1.5.
Wow. Yeah, awful. Truly awful game.
Yeah, it was not good.
No, not good at all.
All right.
So, the other thing I wanted to ask, actually, before I ask this, the lovely Dan from Casting Views has a message for us for Christmas.
Hi, Joey, Slade, and Tim. This is Dan from Casting Views. Just wanted to wish you all and your listeners a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for the year of content, the fun, the laughs, the informative reviews on games, and here's to a fantastic 2024. Can't wait to hear what you've got for us.
Thanks for sending that, Dan.
Thanks for sending that, Dan. You may or may not have said something nice to us, so thank you or stop it. But happy Christmas either way. So, Josh mentioned in his message the times that Tim and I had guested on Talking Smack. What was the best other podcast that you appeared on? Not the best podcast, the best other episode that you did.
I'm not sure if I followed the question. Oh, for a different...
Yeah. So what was your favourite episode that you took part in on a different podcast?
I mean, the only one I really...
Slade's racking his brain now.
Yeah, he's going through like all 50 million episodes he was on. I only really did one outside of the Fanatics, of course, and that was...
That's not this podcast.
No, I know, but I still think that the Talking Smack one was a lot more fun. I got to get very creative with that episode.
The Guilty Gear one.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you hate doing your own podcast, The Fanatic, but you love the Talking Smack.
I hate watching Catwoman every week.
I don't believe you.
I genuinely fills me with despair every Tuesday.
Why do you jack off when you watch it then?
To get through it.
Slade, have you got an answer?
I've got a bunch of answers. I could just start listing everybody off, but I had a good time with first of mine, Play Along podcast to talk about Tears of the Kingdom. If you listen to it and then our review of it, you'll see two very different tones of how I felt about the game.
It's like a little time capsule.
It kind of is.
Both times.
It kind of is. Gaming and collecting their anime roundtables, always a blast. You get a really cool recommendation list out of that. It's a lot of fun. And this is where I would say I enjoyed being on Talking Smack, but I can't say that now because Josh didn't have anything nice to say about me. So,
well, yeah, we're basically trying to erase the fact that you were there. I think if I was to say, I guested on Just Football, which I really enjoyed. Got to. I actually got my own episode of Just Football. I don't know if either of you have heard it.
No?
I sent in a voicemail to Dan about the Villa versus Tottenham game, and it made its own episode, which was quite good. I managed to ramble on for 6 minutes about a game of football to myself as well. But I loved doing Talking Lasso. The fact that I got to hang out with Josh for a full series of Ted Lasso was great. But also, the times that Slade and I have appeared on Casting Views. What a blast they were.
That's a lot of fun.
What a blast they were. So
the lovely Dan.
The lovely Dan.
If there was if they could have like a dream project for next year in terms of like podcasts, like anyone you'd really like to collaborate with, who would it be?
Slade.
You want to collaborate with me?
Yeah, if I can.
Slade just spits on the ground and leaves.
Yeah. I don't know. Are you talking about the circle of podcasts that we're in, or
no, just in general?
It's a really good question.
It doesn't necessarily have to be specific to one podcast, but if you could do like one thing on a podcast, what would it be?
It'd be Slade. I'd do Slade on a podcast. Yeah.
I would like to get some people together who understand the magic of unpacking. Let us gush about it for
I would not listen to that episode. I'm generally very supportive of the episodes that both of you take part in, and I really enjoy listening to you. I wouldn't listen to that.
I would want to do a fighting game podcast. I dabbled with the idea for a while as a project.
I've had a couple people ask me this, like on Between Two Pods, but I've always said I do like an anime podcast or like a music one.
Yeah.
So one or the other.
What would you call your fighting game podcast, Tim?
I actually set up a Twitter account and everything for a podcast called the Training Mode Podcast.
Oh, cool.
But I didn't really put anything behind it once Fnatic got going again, and then I had other projects on the go at the time, and it just kind of fell off.
I think you should call it the Button Bash Pod.
Yep.
The Yokozeme Podcast.
I understand whatever you just said.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Slade mentioned them. We have a message here from Bill from Gaming and Collecting. Merry Christmas to all of you, and thanks for sending your message, Bill. So we'll listen to that now.
Hello, Game Club fans. This is Bill from the GNC Podcast Network, wishing you all a Merry Christmas and a wonderful 2023 holiday season. Be sure to check out all three of our shows, the Gaming and Collecting Podcast, the 3DO Experience, and Geek Addicts, all part of the GNC Podcast Network and available on all your major podcasting platforms. Here's to a wonderful rest of the year and on to 2024.
Oh, once again, Bill has sent in that message, and we're not recording before we've heard it, so Merry Christmas or Happy New Year, whatever you said in your message, Bill. It was really, really heartfelt, and I really liked the bit where you really spun that web and told the entirety of the Dark Souls lore. My next question for you is not about video games. I want to hear your personal highlights and lowlights of 2023. I'm going to start with Slade.
I don't know.
Oh, great. Cool. Tim?
I mean, I really enjoyed the road trip I went on earlier this year.
Yeah. Nice.
That was a lot of fun. Got to see a lot of the country I'd never seen before. Lowlights, obviously, Joey and I had some family stuff going on at home. That was pretty low. won't lie, there was a point earlier this year where I was very, very unhappy in my current job. I'm a lot happier now, but there was a point where I was like on the verge of leaving.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Those are some lowlights. So, did you notice how I asked for highlights and lowlights, and Tim went, I went on a drive, and also I was miserable for the rest of it. It's been a hell of a year for Tim.
A solid year for me.
Yeah.
Solid year. Have you thought of anything, Slade?
Yeah, I get to see where they built a whole town based on GTA 6. I went to Miami. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Caught a lot of fish. That was a lot of fun. It was good, relaxing, fun time. Something very peaceful about being on a boat. And I don't know if I have any real lowlights or anything this year, to be honest. You get depressed some days, but nothing too major happened.
No mention of meeting your lovely
girlfriend. I thought
friend.
that'd be too sappy. She's gonna get mad at me if she listens to this.
if it was a highlight,
it's a major highlight.
One of my highlights was getting to meet your girlfriend. So, I was going to say,
I was helping her dad build a barn today. We're still working on that.
Well, your highlight better not be meeting her dad because she is stellar. So
yeah, she's great. I had to go with her last night to her. She works a very corporate job. Well, she works for the state.
Sure.
And so very much HR and things like that I don't know what they really mean.
Slade doesn't know what HR means. Big surprise.
Yeah. But I got to see what a true, I guess, white collar Christmas party was like. It was very awkward and fun. She got very drunk and was making people sing backup for her during karaoke, and it was a lot of fun.
It's a great time.
Yep.
That was like my idea of hell. So, Merry Christmas to your lovely lady wife, Slade, and also to yours, Tim. But very, very quick to say not your wife. It's all on the rocks now.
Will this age well?
I think my personal highlight. There's been loads of stuff like that thing I did and the stuff I saw.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. No, getting to do the year with my son is always fun, and remembering things like bonfire night and his birthday and getting to hang out with you guys and went on a nice holiday at the start of the year. Those things are really cool. Low light. I'm going to bleep it. Which was good fun.
I thought of another. All the Between Two Pods. That's been so great to meet so many people. That has been so much fun. I got 3 lined up right now. It's great.
Disgusting. He's all about business, isn't he, Tim?
That what I was going to say. A good highlight actually was being able to say, "Hey, I got the guy from Mortal Kombat on."
Yeah,
that was pretty fucking cool.
That's pretty cool. Very, very cool.
It is.
We now have a message from someone who doesn't have a podcast.
What?
Oh, he sounds very northern. Tim, any idea who it could be?
I'm going to go with Johnny Vegas. He's turned up.
It's not Johnny Vegas. It's the northern boy, Alex. We're not even bleeping your name here, mate. Alex, take it away.
What a year it's been. I've been a guest on this podcast twice. I was then killed on this podcast. Finally, we wrapped up the Fanatics by the time this comes out, so congratulations to Tim and Aya. Honestly didn't think it was going to get to this point, but well done. I've met some really fantastic people this year through podcasting, and I couldn't be happier. So, Merry Christmas, enjoy, don't get too drunk, and let's do this again next year.
Tim, what did you think of Alex's message?
It was incomprehensible.
Ow. Thank you for the incomprehensible message, Northern Boy.
He's speaking the language of the gods.
I don't know what you said, but I'm sure it was lovely. What's in store for 2024, guys?
What's
happening
of fun stuff
next year
for the podcast?
Game.
Lots of fun stuff for the podcast. Actually, there's a few games that I'm really, really excited to play.
Nobody still has bought my PS5. That's a thing. That's a low light of my years having this thing still.
Can I say one of the things that we're playing next year, and I'm really, really excited for? Baldur's Gate. We're doing an episode on Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate.
Oh, I'm so excited. So I bought the game.
5 minutes of it, and that's
they
about
bought
it.
the game and immediately went on into our little Discord and was like, shall we do an episode on Baldur's Gate? And Joey and I were both like, fucking yes.
It means I'll need to play it again.
Oh, I'm so excited. I basically played I've been traveling kind of up and down the country a bit this weekend, and I've basically been playing it non-stop on the bus, so like going each way.
What? So just like 20-minute drives?
No, like it's closer to 3 hours each way.
Last played November 10th.
You need to get on that. What else is coming out in the podcast in 2024?
I mean, I can just read off the.
No, don't just spoil the list. I want to hear about what's happening for you.
Do you want to talk about our first game of the year? I don't think we told them in the Tears of the Kingdom.
We didn't mention it in Tears of the Kingdom.
We did mention it.
I'm sure we did.
We did not.
Because I introduced it, right?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I said you guys haven't got the second one and I have. It's Alan Wake.
Oh, right, of course we did. Yep.
So that's coming out. I haven't recorded it yet, so I don't know what these guys think of it.
Oh, something I'm looking forward to working on in 2024. I'm going back to working on my game.
Yay!
It's been a long time since I did any of it because I got caught up in like a bunch of projects, but I'm going back to working on my fighting game. I'm going to need all the help I can get. So if anyone wants to get involved in any way, HMU.
If you need mocap, Slade will do it, and I'll buy it then.
So can you back up out your chair right now and show me your best jumping kung fu kick?
No. Fun fact: I do
Please?
actually have a black belt in Taekwondo, though.
Can you show us a kung fu Taekwondo move?
Sure. Here it is.
You realize this is also a video part of the podcast.
Oh, are we doing video now?
Yeah, for TikTok, which I'm totally editing.
Yeah, well, the TikToks have been coming out thick and fast.
Oh, so is it going to... Are you using that, like, Fnatic upload schedule? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Wow, Slade, I thought you did Taekwondo. That one was below the belt.
Tim, I have to tell you, the other day, I thought of a good tagline for the Fnatic.
What, now that it's wrapping up?
No, yeah, I just thought about it, but it should be like 1-star content, 5-star editing.
Wow.
That's pretty good, yeah. It's pretty good.
Nice.
Joey, what are you looking forward to in 2024?
2024, what am I looking forward to? I don't really know. I thought of these questions, I thought you guys could carry this episode. Turns out both of those things were wrong. So, we have one final message, one final Christmas message. Oh, Dan, you're back. Your message last time was so lovely and violently aggressive. But I see you're back with just football, so take it away.
Hello again. It's me, Santa. You know, from episode 1 of Podmas and Christmas in general. Unfortunately, Dan and Dave from Just Football couldn't make it to their recording this year. But don't worry. They sent their Christmas wishes for all of you. And if you want weekly chat all about football, Just Football is the place to be. And I mean, come on. It's endorsed by Santa for fuck's sake. Unfortunately, these idiots on the Game Club pod recorded this before they knew there wouldn't be a message. So they're going to talk as if they have heard one. So, I'm going to go back to slumber for another year and wake up next December. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Oh, and listen to Just Football.
Slade, what did you think about the bit where they explain the offside rule?
You know what? I'm certain that I'm offsides.
Yeah, good. Well, thank you very much, and we hope you have a lovely Christmas too, and whatever you said there. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Year in review.
Quick year
good,
review.
Good year, bad year? Would you give it a thumbs up? Would you recommend it?
I'd give it a good. I'd say it's been a pretty good year for the most part.
It was better at the end of the year, terrible at the beginning.
Is that because you got to hang out with us so much?
Yep.
At the end?
At the beginning of the year?
Why was it terrible at the start?
It just wasn't a good
okay, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
This wasn't a good year at the start.
It was the bit where I turned you down for that kiss, and then second half we did it. So
yep,
good.
It was like watching a beautiful soap opera unfold.
Well,
they won't, they?
And they did multiple times. Anyway, so thank you very much for tuning into our year in review. Tim, we're going to be doing another one, another Podmas split into two.
Oh,
Do you want to tell people what we're doing?
it's D&D. We're doing a D&D session. It's going to be DM'd by the lovely Northern boy.
Who you heard earlier.
Who you heard earlier. I've been assisting with the planning, but only to the point of like offering a bit of guidance as to what I want to do with the episode. Other than that, it's entirely up to him. So I don't know what's going to happen other than like the basic framework. I've helped Joey with a character. I've helped retool Slade's character because we've made some adjustments for a first time play session for Joey. I'm very, very excited. It's going to be a long session. Probably going to be a lot of editing, but it'll be worth it.
Yeah, well, you can look forward to that. It's probably going to be so long it'll split over 2 Podmas episodes, right?
Yes, it will be 2 Podmas episodes, 2 1-hour Podmases.
Yep.
Nice. Well, looking forward to that, gentlemen. Slade, any parting message?
Take that, you bastards.
Take that, you bastards.
Take that, you bastards. We'll see you in a few days.